Have you ever felt an emptiness you can't explain? A whisper in your mind telling you there's something more, something huge, waiting for you? Then listen to this. There's a word, a single word, that can shatter the illusion of your everyday life and throw you into an abyss of consciousness so vast you'll never be the same. Welcome to warning. This word elevates your consciousness to the next level. But pay attention, this isn't just any warning. It's a cry in the dark, an alert that what you're about to discover could be as liberating as it is terrifying. Today, we're diving into a journey that starts with Carl Gustav Jung, the man who mapped the deepest secrets of the human soul and its connection to the universe. He believed our mind is a portal, and I ask you, are you ready to open it? If this has already grabbed you, subscribe to the channel now, leave a like, comment what you thought, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Because what comes next will change everything. Jung wasn't an ordinary thinker. He saw the unconscious as a living ocean, pulsing with symbols, archetypes, and truths that connect us to something much bigger. He said that the soul isn't trapped in the body. It's a bridge to infinity, to what he called the collective unconscious. Imagine this, every thought, every dream you've ever had, linked to a network that crosses time and space. What if I told you that one word can ignite that network within you? But here comes the warning from our title. Jung warned, messing with the unconscious is like going down into a dark cave. You might find gold, but you might also wake up dragons. He spent his life studying myths, religions, and even alchemy to understand how the human mind touches the divine and how that can transform or break us. Think about it. What if a word, something you might say without thinking, carried such great power that it could awaken something dormant in your soul, something that forces you to face who you really are? Allan Kardec, another giant of thought, also talked about this. In Spiritism, he said that the evolution of the soul comes through knowledge, but that this path requires facing harsh truths. Jung and Kardec, each in their own way, pointed to the same place. There's a price to pay for opening your eyes. So why warning? Because this word we're going to explore isn't just a tool, it's a weapon. A weapon that cuts the chains of ignorance, but that can also leave you vulnerable. Imagine you're standing in front of a mirror. You look and see your reflection, but suddenly the glass starts to crack, and on the other side, something emerges that you don't recognize. Something bigger, older, truer. That's how Jung described the self, the essence of your soul connected to the universe. What if that word was the stone that breaks that mirror? Before we move on, I want you to pause for a second and feel this. Have you ever had a moment in your life when everything seemed too small? Like work, bills, everyday conversations were a curtain hiding something immense. Jung said that these moments are the unconscious knocking on your door. What if I told you that this word is the key to opening it? I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. That comes later. For now, I want you to feel the weight of this mystery. A word that can be so simple, so common, but that, when you truly understand it, becomes an earthquake in your mind. Jacobo Grinberg, a Mexican neuroscientist who also explored consciousness, said something similar. The human mind is a meeting point between the physical and the metaphysical. He believed that certain ideas or words can align our perception with the universe. But he also warned, this alignment can be too much for those who aren't ready. So, the warning isn't an exaggeration. It's an invitation and a challenge. Would you dare to pronounce a word, knowing that it could take you off the firm ground of your reality? Jung said that self-knowledge is the greatest adventure of life, but also the most dangerous. And this word is the first step. Stay with me, because what comes next will make you question everything you think you know. Now that you've felt the weight of this warning, let's get to the heart of the mystery, the word. Yes, a single word that carries such great power that it can elevate your consciousness to the next level. But what makes this word so special? Why does it, among all others, have the potential to open doors in your mind that you didn't even know existed? Carl Jung gives us a clue. He said that words aren't just sounds, they're containers of meaning, loaded with the energy of the collective unconscious. Think about how certain words affect you. Love, fear, death. They mess with you, right? But what if there's a word that goes beyond that, one that not only stirs emotions, but transforms? A word that's like a master key, turning the lock of something that was locked inside you. Let's explore this together. Imagine you're walking through a dark forest. With each step, you hear whispers, as if the trees know something you don't. Suddenly you find a stone with an inscription, a single word. You read it, and the ground shakes. The forest lights up, and you realize you're no longer lost. That's how this word works. It's not just a term you pronounce, it's a code, a trigger that activates something deep in your soul. Jung talked about archetypes, these universal patterns that live in the unconscious. He said they're like seeds waiting to sprout, and that certain symbols or words can water them. What if this word was one of those seeds? Something that, when said with intention, grows an entire tree of perception inside you. But here comes the question. What is this word? Could it be something you already know? Something that goes unnoticed in your daily life? Or is it a secret guarded by few, like the mystics and philosophers of the past? Allan Kardec, for example, believed that spiritual knowledge comes in layers. He said that words have vibrations, and that some of them resonate with the essence of the soul. Imagine this. Every time you speak, you're sending waves through the universe. What if this word was a wave so strong that it could align your mind with the whole? Jacobo Grinberg, the neuroscientist I mentioned before, went even further. He studied how consciousness interacts with physical reality and suggested that certain words can create bridges between the brain and the quantum field, that invisible space where everything is connected. He said that the mind isn't just in your head, it extends through the cosmos. What if this word was the switch that turns on that extension? Before we continue, I want to ask you, if you've watched this far, tell me in the comments what you think this word might be. Has your intuition given you any clues? Think about it as we continue. The mystery is what keeps us alive. It's what makes us want to know more. Jung said that the unconscious loves riddles. It speaks to us through dreams, symbols, pieces of ideas that we don't understand at first. What if this word was one of those pieces? Something you've already heard, but never stopped to truly feel. I'll give you a hint. It's not complicated, it's not a scientific formula or a forgotten Latin term. It's something simple, but so powerful that when you see it from the right angle, everything changes. Think about the words that the great masters used. Light, truth, being. They appear in sacred texts, in ancient philosophies. But is it one of them? Or is it something even closer, something you say without realizing the weight? Kardec spoke of the importance of understanding the real meaning of things, not just the surface. What if this word was like that? Something you know on the surface, but that, when you dive into it, takes you to an abyss of meaning. Jung said that the danger of self-knowledge is that it forces you to face what you avoid. This word does that. It pulls you inside, forces you to look. And that's why the warning still echoes. It's not just about what it reveals, but about what it demands of you. Stay with me, because we're only just beginning to dig into this mystery. What comes next will take you even deeper. We've reached a crucial point in our journey. What does it mean to elevate your consciousness? What happens when this mysterious word, which we're unraveling together, ignites something inside you and takes you to the next level? Carl Jung had a clear vision about this. He said that consciousness isn't just being awake or thinking, it's perceiving the invisible, it's feeling the connection between you and the entire universe. Imagine your mind is like a flashlight. In everyday life, it only illuminates what's close, your problems, your tasks, what you're going to eat for dinner. But what if this word was a switch that turns that flashlight into a beacon, shining light on a horizon you didn't even know existed? That's what we're talking about, a transformation that's not just intellectual, but visceral, deep, almost impossible to describe. Jung called this individuation, the process of becoming who you really are, integrating all parts of your soul, even the ones you hide from yourself. And this word, it's the trigger. It forces you to look inward and outward at the same time. Think about it. Have you ever had a moment when everything made sense? An instant when the world stopped and you felt like you were part of something bigger? Jung said that these moments are the collective unconscious revealing itself, as if the soul were shouting, "Hey, you're not alone." What if this word could take you to that state again, but now consciously, intentionally? Allan Kardec also spoke of elevation. In Spiritism, he said that the soul evolves when it understands its own nature and aligns itself with the laws of the universe. For him, knowledge is the flame that takes us out of the darkness, but that flame can burn if you don't know how to hold it. That's where the warning comes back into the scene. Elevating consciousness isn't just gaining something, it's losing too. You lose the illusions, the masks, the comfort of not knowing. Jacobo Grinberg, the neuroscientist who explored the mind and the cosmos, said that elevated consciousness is like tuning a radio. Normally, you only pick up the noise of your local station, your routine thoughts. But with the right adjustment, you hear the symphony of the universe. What if this word was the dial that takes you to that frequency? Imagine what you could feel. Suddenly the weight of small things disappears. You look at the sky and don't just see stars. You see a mirror of your own soul. You hear the wind, and it's not just air. It's a whisper of infinity. Sounds beautiful, doesn't it? But here's the challenge. This expansion requires you to leave behind what was holding you back. Jung said that the price of growth is facing the shadow. That part of you that you ignore, that scares you. This word throws you face to face with it. What if you're not ready? What if you look inside and see something that dismantles you? Kardec said that awakening is a test of courage. Can you handle knowing that you're more than you thought? That your limitations were just a story you told yourself? Grinberg went further. He believed that elevated consciousness even changes the body. He studied monks, shamans, people who, upon reaching this state, seemed to transcend the physical. What if this word led you to feel that? I'm not saying you're going to levitate, but what if you felt for a moment that the material world is just a thin layer over something much bigger? Before we continue, I want to ask you, have you ever felt this desire to grow, to go beyond? If so, say in the comments, "I want more," because what comes next will show you how this word makes that happen. Elevating consciousness is a leap. It's like jumping off a cliff knowing you have wings, but not being sure if they're going to work. Jung said that this leap is what makes us truly human. And this word, it's the wind that pushes you. Stay with me, because we're almost there. The next level is just ahead. We've reached the climax of our journey, the next level. You felt the alert, delved into the mystery of the word, and understood what it means to elevate your consciousness. Now, it's time to take the leap. Carl Jung said that the next level of existence isn't a physical place. It's a state of being, where you become one with the universe and with the essence of your soul. And this word, which I promised to reveal, is the final push. But first, imagine this. You're on top of a mountain. The wind is blowing hard, the horizon opens up, and you realize that everything you've experienced until now was just the beginning. What brought you here? One word. A word so simple, so powerful, that it crosses centuries of wisdom and resonates in your mind like thunder. Ready? The word is now. Yes, now. Don't look at me with suspicion. Let me explain. Jung said that the present is the meeting point between the past and the future. the only moment where life really happens. But we ignore it. We live trapped in regrets or anxieties, forgetting that now is the door to infinity. When you say now and really feel it, something changes. Try it. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say out loud, "Now." What do you feel? The world slows down, doesn't it? Allan Kardec said that true evolution begins the instant you become aware of the present. That's when the soul is freed. Now is more than a word. It's a command. It pulls you into the moment, forces you to let go of distractions and face what's right in front of you. Yourself, the universe, the connection between the two. Jacobo Grinberg said that the brain creates reality in the present. Everything you see, think, feel is born in the now. What if you truly lived this now? What if you stopped running and simply were? That's the next level, existing fully, without veils, without escapes. Jung called this living the self, not the ego, not the masks, but the essence that pulsates in you and in the cosmos. But here's the final challenge. Now demands everything from you. You can't pronounce it halfway. It grabs you by the collar and says, "Wake up." And that's why care was at the beginning. Living in the now is transformative, but it's also an earthquake. Your illusions fall, your excuses disappear. Have you tried it? Say now again, with intention. Feel the weight of it. It's as if the entire universe responds, "I'm here." Kardec said that the present is where you plant the seeds of your spiritual future. Grinberg proved that the now aligns your mind with something greater. He called it the unified field. And Jung, he said that the now is where you find God, not out there, but within you. So the next level isn't a distant destination. It's here, it's now. Each time you say this word and feel it, you climb a step. Have you felt that today? This video was one now after another, each sentence bringing you closer to this leap. If you've watched this far, say in the comments, "Now I know." Because you know, don't you? You know that this word, so small, carries immense power. It transforms you because it returns you to yourself. And now that you have it, what are you going to do with it? I'll give you a practical example. Tomorrow, when you wake up, say now before picking up your phone. Feel the moment. See how the day changes. That's the next level, living for real, one now at a time. Before you go, I want to ask you for something powerful. If this video made you feel something, if it brought you here, subscribe to the channel. It's not just about supporting me. It's about you being part of a greater journey, where together we'll explore more secrets like this. Leave a like, comment "Now I will," and share with someone who needs this. The now is yours. Take it and climb to the next level. I'll see you in the next video, or rather, I'll see you now.